Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Salsabila Nisa Aziza with student number 216121271. So here I want to explain about English instructional design. The material is the learner. So here we go about the content. The first is learner characteristic memory organization. Learner characteristic memory organization schemas. Learners as a participant in instruction. So the first material is learner characteristic, have three aspects. The first aspect is characteristic of learners. Learners have particular characteristic relate to instruction, such as the capacity to hear verbal delivered communication and read written communication. For example, for example, uh, one individual could be able to read printed page of text quickly, while another reads slowly and quickly. So the next aspect is the nature of learner quality. Certain quality of the human individual relate to learning are innately determined. For example, visual acuity, although it can be enhanced with artificial intelligence, is a fundamental property of a person's sensory system that is built in and cannot be changed through learning. However, such a characteristic should only be taken into account when teaching under certain health conditions, which entails avoiding small print image or blur projection. So the next aspect is qualities that are learned. Here have the five uh, five category. The first is intellectual skill. Intellectual skill here obviously are described process, and that is why the term process knowledge uh, is often used to refer to third set of intellectual skill. And then the cognitive strategy. Cognitive strategy are mental procedures. They consist of a form of intellectual skill. And then is verbal information. Verbal information refers to the knowledge we process, which can be stored as individual facts or interconnect procession. And then is attitudes. Attitudes are embedded within network of interconnection proposition organized according to specific station. So the last is motor skill. Motor skill is stranding a needle that involves a central memory component called a motor program. This program becomes highly organized and automatic through external stimuli. So the next is memory organization. Memory organization in English instructional design. When we learn something and store in our long-term memory, we can think of it as a procedure, a statement, or an image or a motor program, a sequence of movements. These individual things are organized into network in our brain that can be searched and retrieved when we need them for some activity or for future learner. So the next is schemas. Schema theory, a cognitive theory that explains how people organize and process information in their mind. Schemas are clusters of knowledge of memory that are stored in the mind, and they are a system for categorizing and organizing information and memory. Schemas can influence our cognitive by affecting our ability to comprehend new information. When we are exposed to new information, we relate it to our existing knowledge, our schemas, and this can improve our comprehension of that information. So the last material is learner as participant in instruction. So the first aspect is traditional roles. The first is teacher are responsible for the effective delivery of content as well as assessing learning achievement. And then second, learners are responsible for attending class and completing reading and other assessment as processed by the teacher. And the last is in outside the class, uh, their role become more active, requiring reading and completion of assessments selected by the teacher. And the last is additional approaches that of teacher and facilitator who still maintain the ultimate responsibility for ensuring an effective educational environment. And then second is some teacher approach the cost of achieving appropriate student involve as something of contract negotiation. And the third is at the first learning session, focus in on what the teacher will bring to the process and what the learner are expected to do. The fourth is in addition, good teachers are willing to modify expectation if necessary and to accept student input. And the last is, however, once the expectation for teacher and learners' roles and responsibility are set, it is the teacher's job to see that they are adhered to. So that is all material I am explained. So if I have the many mistake, I would say sorry. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.